the Pop Culture Master Race.
Does mother know you wear it for drapes?
Home of all your pop culture needs. And here are your hosts, Aiden Munga and Brett Page.
Hello and welcome back to the PCMR podcast. That is Pop Culture Master Race, where we talk about movies, video games, TV shows, comics, all sorts of nerdy shit that you like. Hopefully, I assume you do like it.
We
'cause you
like
listen-
it. We like it.
I assume you would like it because you're listening to this podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Aiden,
And I'm Brett. Hello.
and we'll be guiding you through this list of news. It's a nerdy news week. Another one, two in a row. I know.
See, we don't really have a schedule for this. At first we're gonna do let's do a review one week and a nerdy news the next. But now it's just like we do news until there's something out we want to review.
Yeah, there's news until something's out. And coming out tomorrow, in fact, is X-Men Apocalypse.
tomorrow in
which-
Australia.
Tomorrow in Australia. I'm not sure when it comes out in the US. It seems the embargo has been lifted, so some people are talking about it already. So, but
It's making me nervous. There's been mixed reviews so far.
I'm very tentative. I feel like I'm gonna like it more than BVS, maybe, but I don't think I'm gonna like it as much as Civil War. Hopefully, I come out. The best result that I'm really hoping for is to come out of it going like, yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, see, I've been hyping it up in my head too much, so I'm getting nervous. Like, shit, have I hyped this too much?
It's gonna be so weird if Deadpool, the shitty low budget X-Men movie is better than the big budget massive cast one. Goddamn.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the X-Men movies have been very hit or miss since their inception. We've had terrible ones like freaking Wolverine Origins and the Wolverine and Last Stand.
I liked the Wolverine. I'll defend that.
Wolverine was one of those middle of the road ones for me. It was like
I'm not saying it's a great movie, but I'm saying compared to most of the other ones, it's all right.
Compared to Wolverine Origins, yeah.
Yeah. The first two acts I will defend as really good. Right up until the robot fight, then it's a bit silly. But right up until that point, I was with it all the way. I was like, yeah, I like this. I'm digging it. I like the atmosphere. It was a lot quieter kind of a X-Men movie, which it was a different kind for the most part of a superhero kind of movie. It wasn't so much big bang explosions the whole time. It was kind of more quiet, and it had some really cool action sequences in it.
Yeah, it did. So I'm just hoping, last two ones, they've been really good. So I'm just hoping they can keep up that steam. And we'll talk all about this next week. We'll have our full review of it. This is just us this is our going into it thoughts.
Yeah, these are how we're just going to give you a pre-warning. This is how we're feeling going into it. So
anyway, let's get right
Indeed.
into the news now.
Let's get into it. All right, so we're starting off with some DC news. We're going to bookend this show with some DC news, I think. In the middle, it's all just straight up Marvel shit.
That's what this show is. I've come to accept it.
It's straight up Marvel wank. But we try to add in some DC, because there are some good DC things, and there are some interesting DC things out there. This bit of news is kind of interesting. Booster Gold is getting his own film. Now, there was a rumor a while back, I think we talked about it, where Booster Gold and Blue Beetle were rumored to be a
TV
double act.
shows, weren't they?
They were either going to have a TV show, or it was going to be a comedy. DC was going to do a thing, so maybe it was going to be James Franco and Seth Rogen as Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, and that could have been a weird choice for DC to do. That could have been interesting, but they've decided to just go for Booster Gold, and it's being written by Zach Stentz. Now, I don't know much of what Zach Stentz has done
He's just
before,
a person.
but I have he's just a person to me. Yeah, but I have a small idea of who Booster Gold is, so this is still okay, that's... If you want to make a movie about him, that's okay.
We like superhero films, and if Suicide Squad isn't terrible, then I'm still going to give DC chances. So,
yeah, and there's also been some news today about what DC are doing to kind of shake things up. They've got Jeff Johns is co-headlining with Greg something. I can't remember his last name, but those two have kind of taken over DC Films as the kind of creative force to kind of redirect it, which is their way of saying oh shit, the critical and financial status of BVS was not what we hoped for. We were hoping for all the money. We only got
some of the money.
some of the money. Yeah, more than most people get, but less than Batman and Superman
Yes.
should get.
Should
now
have
they're
been
like,
Batman and Superman should have been a solid
fuck.
billion.
That should have been like straight up, like easily, like Civil War came in like 3 days and made what BVS made in its entire run, which is not.
Yeah, Civil War
good.
is well on its way to its billion, as we may or may not talk about later in this episode.
Yeah, so that's I don't know, not to throw disparity on either one, but like, yeah, this is so DC are trying to course correct. They're doing some out of the box things now. They're trying to go for like that kind of Guardians of the Galaxy thing with Suicide Squad, and Booster Gold I think might be them trying to go for that Deadpool kind of thing. I'm not saying it's going to be R-rated, but that kind of quirky kind of fan favorite character. He's not quite to the level of Deadpool, because you don't see a Booster Gold cosplay at every comic convention like you do at
is
Deadpool
just so
1.
cosplayable.
He's everywhere. Like, there's so many different versions of Deadpool. There's like a Pikachu Deadpool. There's Maid Deadpool.
You can just dress up as
is-
Deadpool and take any household item and be a different Deadpool.
Yeah, you could, Deadpool Pokemon trainer. But yeah, you don't quite see that with Booster Gold, but he does have that kind of, he's a comic kind of character where he's from the future. He comes back in time to just kind of like, oh, I want to be a celebrity superhero. So he kind of goes around and he's a bumbling idiot. And the other heroes don't really care for him that much because he's kind of an egotistic asshole. But, he's kind of fun. He shows up in a lot of other people's stuff.
I stand by my suggestion when we talked about Booster Gold last time that I think Joel McHale would be a great pick for him.
Actually, I wouldn't mind that. Like, he hasn't had the best run in films. But, hey, he could do it. If, like, bloody Chris Pratt can go from Parks and Rec to Guardians and get, like, shredded and be, like, super charming and handsome, Joel McHale can make the jump from Community to some superhero property.
But if he can have just that humor that's just a little bit of cynicism in it, I think it'd be great. Because if you think about
doing that.
if you think about him as Jeff Winger, you just think about like that just really cynical humor.
If you just put like a gold helmet and some blue and gold spandex on him, bam, bloody Booster Gold. And he's not doing anything at the moment. The Soup got cancelled. Community's not on the air. I don't know what else he's doing. So give him a movie. Get him doing something.
Seal of approval.
Get him, DC. All right. That's our suggestion. All
On
right.
to some Marvel news.
Marvel stuff. Brett, what is going on over at Marvel?
So, as we all know, Natalie Portman has been in the 4 movies as Jane Foster, Thor's love interest on Earth. But we have confirmation now that she will not be in Thor Ragnarok. Probably because she has never really hit the mark, for me at least.
Yeah, not quite. But I think this is more to do with Thor Ragnarok kind of course correcting. They're trying to go mostly off-world. I think there's one or two scenes they've mentioned that may be on-world. So they're talking like 90% or 80 to 90% just off-world and different realms.
There's been talk that in this movie it's going to be like the destruction of the 9 realms, and it's just going to be Earth at the end of it. So it's a rumor, obviously. No one knows, but that's the rumor.
Yeah, no one's quite sure what Ragnarok will entail yet, but we're shaping up to get some things in there. We've already talked about Tessa Thompson being cast.
Isn't there a rumor that Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk is going to be in there?
Yeah, that is all but confirmed, I think.
Like, you two weren't in Civil War, so you can be in this.
You can go be in this, which is good. Like, it's good for like these Marvel films now. Like, that was the complaint of Phase 2. Was like, why aren't these old people just calling up their buddies to hang out all the time? So like now they're like, okay, well, Civil War,
everyone.
It's a Captain America movie, but all these other people are in it. Spider-Man, it's a Spider-Man movie, but Iron Man's going to show up in it. Thor, it's a Thor movie, but the Hulk's going to be in it, which really it kind of makes more sense.
With all the existing characters, it seems like they're doing that. Like, I kind of hope they don't do it as much for things like Black Panther or Doctor Strange, but
I think Black Panther, you can have some in there, like there are like previously established characters, and maybe the Winter Soldier will factor into it since he's
spoiler.
Maybe spoiler.
you realize what the spoiler halfway through the sentence.
Yeah, I was like, maybe. Maybe. But yeah, Doctor Strange, I don't think needs to really have anyone.
Especially Doctor Strange, he'll be fine on his own. He'll be an interesting enough character.
Yeah, the most I would like to see in Doctor Strange is maybe in like a post-credit sequence or right at the end as he's like going about New York, you just see Spider-Man swing by in the background. That would be
in like the post-credits thing for Doctor Strange, I'd like a Phase 1 type thing where he's approached by someone about the Avengers, some shit like that, you know? Just something to really link it to the rest of the films than say, yo, he's going to be around longer.
That would be neat.
Like at the end of Ant-Man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like we got a little bit of that Civil War thing where they talked about, we could bring in this guy. Ant-Man will return. It's like,
I'm
neat.
saying that is what I'd like to see in post-credits for Doctor Strange. Something linking him to the rest of the characters, teasing him, bringing it in.
All right. Well, there's a lot of films that he could be linked into coming up. So yeah, I think it's also been confirmed that he will be in Infinity War. So
I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be in Infinity War. Everyone.
Pretty much, like it's kind of up or down whether the TV people will be in there, but definitely like all the movie people who are still alive are going to be.
I've said this before, but it'd be really difficult intertwining the TV things because a lot of people who watch all the movies haven't watched the TV shows. So if they bring in these TV characters they haven't been introduced to, could be really confusing to the masses.
It could be, which brings us to some TV news that I have. Sad news. Sad news for fans of Peggy Carter. Agent Carter has been cancelled on ABC after 2 seasons that were critically well acclaimed and liked by fans, but got middling viewing numbers. The show has been not picked up by ABC for a 3rd season, which is annoying because there were some plot threads in season 2 that I wanted to be kind of closed up, and I liked the show. Like it wasn't like the best. It wasn't like a Netflix kind of like serious show, but it was a fun kind of different thing in the MCU. And I don't know. I really like Hayley Atwell. She really like plays the character of Peggy Carter well, and she's one of those characters that's really become like just frequent throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Even on she's one of the few people who's like made the crossover from movies to film, movies to TV, and then back to film again. In 2015, she was in like 2 of the TV shows. She was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was in Age of Ultron in a flash, in that like dream kind of sequence thing. She was in Ant-Man, and she was in her own show. So that's like, she was everywhere. She was fucking owning 2015 and 2016. It's been kind of like, shit.
Yeah, kill her in the movies, kill her off in the TV show. There's been like big petitions around the internet now, hasn't there? People.
Oh yeah, I've seen one that's gotten about 70,000 signatures at the moment.
Trying to get it
last
back.
time I checked.
Will they listen? We don't know.
Yeah,
we tell you what's already happened. What's not going to happen.
There is a hope that maybe Netflix would pick it up, but like Netflix can't be the person that like saves every show. That's just like, that's crazy. And maybe like Marvel listen to this and be like, we'll give it a year break and then we'll bring it back next year. Maybe, but it's like, who knows? Like, once a show is cancelled, it's hard to know if it'll come back. But in this like era of like nostalgic like things just getting picked back up again and again, and like Full House coming back, bloody Prison Break is getting another season. That. Yeah, there's just crazy shit is going on. So who knows?
Break?
I never did.
Neither did I. But like Wentworth Miller in The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, I really liked him. So I'm thinking, should I go back and watch it? It's on Netflix.
Him and Dominic Marcel, like they were both on Prison Break, and then them both being in like Flash and Legends of Tomorrow has been like, I really like these two guys, but I don't want to watch Prison Break.
All I remember of the Prison Break is like it's one of those shows where like the first season it was kind of really simplistic, but from there,
like it had like, all right, so we're going to be doing this one thing, and then it's like, well, how do you make a second season of this thing that's supposed to be doing just the one thing? And they're like,
yeah, just fucking shit went everywhere and everything just went mental crazy.
We're going to have to break out of another prison in a different country.
From what I know, it got really complicated. It went the same way as Heroes, and it went the same way as Lost.
Oh, yeah, all those shows.
I remember I used to like Lost. For like the first 3 seasons, I really liked. I was like, okay, you're on an island. Okay, there's a smoke beast and big polar bears. Okay, you found a hatch and you have to press a button every so often or things will explode. I can dig that. Then like season 4 has got like time travel and different timelines. Time travel, and possessed people. Like, fuck, I'm out.
Yeah. And then they were dead the whole time or something.
I like the other day I looked up Lost, probably why it came to mind, because I kind of thought, wait, I want to remember what happened. Apparently, it was there was two universes. And
no, thank
one
you.
of the
Shut up.
universes they were dead the whole time, and the other universe it was like they had to I think Hurley became the heart of the island, and John's that.
Yeah, like, was he like the opposite of the black smoke
Yeah, because there was
monster
the black
thing?
smoke.
Whatever.
Because there was originally two guys. There was the black smoke monster who used to be a person called, I think, Jacob, and there was Ben, who was like his brother who made him the smoke monster, and he was the protector of the island. So, I don't
Look. It's hard enough with Flash keeping up with all that. Like, there's two Earths, and there's all these doppelgangers of different dimensions, and then the Speed Force. It's hard enough keeping up with the shit that I like and want to understand. I can't get into like all this bullshit with Lost. Like, no,
yeah.
please.
See, I
stop.
stopped at a point,
so
and like
crazy.
because I stopped, and then like most people, I thought, okay, they got the series finale. I'm gonna watch to see what it was. So, but then I decided to look it up, and just got even more confused.
Yeah. Anyway, enough being confused. Let's get back to our news. And I have you have some
about
news here
Black Panther.
about who's going to be in
Yes.
Black Panther.
Let's see if I can pronounce her name. Lupita Nyong'o? I don't know. There
Lupita
you
Nyong'o.
go. I was close.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should have just asked. Like, man, that's a bloody Kenyan name.
Oh,
You should have just asked.
she actually Kenyan? Ah, there
Yeah, man,
you go.
she's Kenyan.
Well,
My uncle used to work with her. I
there
think.
you go. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Well, she is going to be apparently playing a love interest in Black Panther. Not sure who. You might have an idea. Do you have an idea?
Because the only love interest I know for Black Panther is Storm. So, and she's over at at Fox. So I'm not entirely sure who Lupita Nyong'o should be playing. If I had my pick and I could like take away this love interest thing, she'd be playing Black Panther's sister Shuri. I think that would be my pick for like who she would be like perfect for. Because in the comics, at a point, Shuri becomes the Black Panther, and Lupita Nyong'o is the Black Panther. Fuck yeah, that would be badass.
Well,
so
if you don't know her, she played Maz in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and apparently,
and she rose to fame in 12 Years a Slave.
that I haven't seen, but I know you have.
I think she got an Oscar for that?
she did
Or
get
at least
an Oscar for
nod.
it. I remember seeing it in research.
Oh, good on her, because she was real great.
Go
In that
her.
film.
So she's going to be in Black Panther, and she's a good actress. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, the cast for Black Panther seems to be shaping up really well. We've got some news out of Marvel, more about Black Panther, is that the cast will be 90% African or African American, according to Kevin Feige.
Which, being a Black Panther film set in
a movie about an
it
African
makes
country,
sense. So
Nadoi.
it's
should
really
be.
good.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about whitewashing last week. I think it was that, like they're not whitewashing this. They're like, yes, it's an African movie. It's going to be mostly African. So
I think they're also talking to Michael B. Jordan, who's worked with Ryan Coogler, the director, before on Fruitvale Station and Creed. So this is it's good. I was hoping he'd get to like come into this because, man, after Fantastic Four, it's just like, oh man, this.
yeah, we've talked about
all.
that plenty. All great actors, this is bad direction.
And hey, it fits that trend of like Marvel taking people who've played the Human Torch and saying like, no, you come back here, you get a second chance over here with the real stuff.
I always forget that Chris Evans was in those original Fantastic Four movies.
He was a bloody Human
I
Torch. He was
I
Johnny
always
Storm.
forget. I don't know why, because I obviously watched all those films, regrettably.
In my mind, he's just Captain America now, so that's like.
And he was also he's fucking bulked up since then. He was just like normal person in those Fantastic Four films, but now he's fucking buff.
Now he is
He's
Captain
fucking
America.
So. So yes, Black Panther or Panther, as I've written on our run sheet. I never spell things right on our run sheet.
Oh. No, you never do. All right, bring us more Marvel news,
We have
Brett.
so much Marvel news.
It's our last bit of Marvel
Well,
news.
if you look at the run sheet, all we're fucking talking about today is superheroes.
Oh yeah, it's all superhero news. There wasn't. I didn't have time to look, so I'm just looking at like it's mostly the stuff I've shared on the Facebook page or stuff that
Yeah,
you've brought to my attention.
most of this is what we've already shared on Facebook. So this is some boring money stuff, which is Aiden has already talked about that he thinks it's boring, but I like it. So shut the frig up. That was to the listeners, not
All
you.
right.
That was to the
Calm
listeners.
down.
They were the ones talking, not you. I love you.
Okay.
So Civil War, as I mentioned before, they have made over $940 million in the box office since their release.
God damn, that's
Hell
a lot
yeah.
of money.
So they're well on their way to $1 billion. Can they make it? Probably. And that with that money, they've also reached a big milestone that the MCU as a whole has grossed, wait for it, over $10 billion.
Mother. God.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot
my
of money.
brain.
That's more money than I
Yeah,
can
like
even
I say, my
comprehend.
brain can't even comprehend that much money. What would I do with that much money?
$10 billion. You know, but when they started out with like Iron Man 1, they were basically like an indie studio. They were like, oh man, we're basically a fucking indie studio. We're coming out. We're new. This is our first film.
How's it?
13 films later, like we have made
Yeah.
$10 billion putting people in spandex and getting them to
They
punch
actually
each other.
released like a full
Oh,
list,
thank you.
like of how much each movie is made in order. So it's like this is exact figures. Pretty sure the biggest currently. I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know this. The first Avengers movie is their biggest grossing one. Guess how much they grossed?
1.5.
You already knew that, didn't you? Did.
I did. I know the top, because the top three grossing films are the two bloody James Cameron ones, Titanic and Avatar, and then it's Avengers just sitting there like, fuck, we didn't cross 2 billion.
Well, it's got Avengers
So
with
close.
1.5 billion, then Age of Ultron with 1.4 billion, then surprisingly to me, Iron Man 3 with 1.2 billion.
Yeah, that movie made a lot of money. It came right out. It came out right after Avengers, so people were just like, "Yes, give us more of this shit." God damn, I love it. So
yeah,
it made
so
a whole
right
bunch
now,
of money.
Civil War is sitting pretty at 940 million at fourth place.
It's gonna make that
It's
billion.
going to make that
It's gonna
billion.
get
They've
there.
still got a good, probably month in the cinemas, so...
It's basically like the first Captain America film made like 370, something like that. 370
Yeah,
million.
370. It's the second lowest, with the Incredible Hulk being 263 million.
And now it's like one of the
Yeah.
highest grossing.
It's
Up
it's
there.
crazy
That's amazing.
if you think about it. Like, even the Incredible Hulk, which is pretty much universally agreed to be the worst film in the MCU, even it made $263 million. That's a lot of freaking money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and I think it's kind of contested between the Thor films and the Incredible Hulk, because for some reason people don't like the Thor films, which I don't know. I don't think any of the MCU films are bad, but I do agree some are
some are
not
better
as good
than
as others.
So, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
oh, it's so crazy the money this shit is making, and thinking about how a lot of that money is mine. I've probably put a few $100 into this franchise.
Oh yeah, probably saw Avengers twice, and then Captain America: Winter Soldier twice.
I've seen Avengers. I saw Avengers twice. I
Blu-rays.
saw Age of Ultron twice. Saw Civil War twice. Saw Guardians of the Galaxy
I saw Civil
twice.
War twice.
Saw Winter Soldier twice. Oh
Yeah.
God, we're bad.
I watched Ant-Man on Netflix. I don't know if that counts
Yeah,
for
I watch
anything.
Ant-Man on Netflix too. As soon as I'm pretty sure what they do on Netflix, as soon as the next one is released, they release the last one. So Civil War came into cinemas, and that's when they released Ant-Man. So I think when Doctor Strange is in cinemas, Civil War will go on Netflix. That's Australian Netflix, mind you. Screw you, Americans. We at least get the Marvel films on Netflix.
That's true. Well, Australian Netflix isn't
Yeah.
so bad.
I'm
right now.
assuming your VPN's
improved.
totally stopped working as well. It
Yeah,
happens.
it got real slow, and I couldn't watch anything on it. So it was working fine on my PlayStation and my phone. So I had to finally switch over, and now it's okay, I guess this works.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh well.
Yeah,
Goodbye,
for me,
American
it just
Netflix.
did the thing where I'd try and go into a show or a movie, and like it would just load for 5 minutes and be like, our service detector, you're using a proxy or blah blah. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
See, mine wouldn't say that. It would just like not work.
Yeah.
Like it would.
Mine full on said, "Hey, cunt, stop using that shit." Like, do you not want my money?
No. But Australian Netflix is better now than when it first started.
It's got
all
enough
right.
now that I'm still subscribing. Well, I'm not going to stop subscribing. It's got all the Netflix originals, which are definitely great.
And I keep meaning to catch up with Wolf and Black, so I'm gonna get there.
There's quite a few Netflix originals I really need to get around to. Like, I feel like House of Cards.
Oh yeah, dude, you need to watch that. That show is amazing.
Feel like Orange is the New Black. I feel I need to.
Definitely. Oh boy, that new season comes out in a month. Catch up.
Yeah. They're all on the list. See, I have a job.
Just don't sleep.
Who needs sleep when you have Netflix? Nervous
exactly. Alrighty. This is another bit of news here we have about superheroes. We're back to DC. That was the last bit of Marvel news. Supergirl. It has gotten a second season. The first season, it started off a little rough, but it got better. And but it won't be coming back to CBS. No, it's moving over to the CW. So it'll be joining Arrow, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow as like this. The CW has basically become the DC channel. The only thing that DC that isn't on the CW is Gotham, which I keep seeing like it's. I'm not sure if it's gotten better, but I don't want to go back.
Well, CW, they're just really going pretty strongly lately, if you ask me, because Arrow, probably the best DC show, is going great, and like. I've talked about this before. The 100, I love that show, and it's on the CW.
No, the CW are one of the few places that are like during coming into this fall season that actually like kept all their shows, like all of their like dramas. They kept all of them. They renewed all of them for another season. Where like ABC and like Fox and other places were just cutting shit left and right. So much TV shows got cut. There was like a Rush Hour TV show.
I don't think I watched
gone
anything that's on Fox, to be honest.
No,
I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's on ABC. I don't know what else I watch on ABC. Not that we actually have these stations in Australia.
No, but like, there's like these shows like that. We rely on these stations to like make those shows so we can watch them. Like, we're not part of the viewing figures, so we don't really matter. So that doesn't matter to us. But yeah, like Fox cancelled Rush Hour. ABC cancelled the Muppets. I was watching the Muppets on ABC. They cancelled that, which I don't understand why. I really like that show, and it's gone now, which is just like, God damn it, ABC! You cancel. You don't pick up Most Wanted. You cancel the Muppets.
It's like you want
Agent
to
Carter.
fail.
Why? It's like you hate me. Why do you hate me? Why are you taking away the things I want to watch?
Oh God.
Yeah, no, I've given up on Fox ever since they cancelled Almost Human. That was it for me. It's like, I really liked this show. I thought it was amazing. And then you cancelled it after one season. Yeah. Fuck you.
I still like watching an episode of The Simpsons or Family Guy every now and then, but those are the only real shows from Fox I watch.
Those are the only ones they seem to like never cancel. I don't know why they haven't cancelled The Simpsons by now. Like Castle. Castle got cancelled. 8 seasons of that show.
I didn't know that. Wonder what Nathan Fillion's going to do next.
Hopefully Firefly. Do another season of Firefly. If you can bring back Full House, why can't you bring back
They're
Firefly?
not going to bring back Firefly, Aiden. Let it go.
They should. It's the current environment of like nostalgia. It's just like, it just makes sense that they should. I'd understand if maybe like the creative people behind it were like, we don't want to do it, but like, why not? Why not? Like, and now it's like the perfect time to bring it back. People love this kind of sci-fi shit. People are more accepting. Like, there's room for fandoms now. Like, Firefly would instantly just be like a massive hit for Fox. I don't understand why they. Anyway, doesn't matter. Firefly's not back yet, so I don't need to worry about it. I still have my one season of movie. So.
I haven't watched Firefly purely because I know it's going to end in disappointment.
Look, it's still great. I'd still recommend watching it because the show's great and the movie is good. And if you watch them like back to back, it's almost satisfying.
Okay.
There's also comics and stuff if you want to like really like jump
I
into
might
it.
give it
so.
a go. On the list. On the list.
Put it on the list. Okay. This is our last bit of news before we have some trailer talk.
So,
Brett, why don't you
Margot
bring us
Robbie, as we all know, she's going to be playing Harley Quinn in the upcoming Suicide Squad movie. We have heard that there's going to be like a spin-off. And apparently it's going to be like a all-female Suicide Squad type thing. So,
Right.
that's
okay.
interesting.
Like, I did hear they were trying to do like a Harley Quinn movie, but
Yeah,
I didn't
apparently
know
it was first a
it was,
Harley
like, an
Quinn
all-female
movie, but
Suicide
now
Squad
it's like
spin-off.
it's going to have a lot of other like female anti-heroes and whatever. Apparently there's talks of Batgirl and Birds of Prey going to be in it, so that's
Okay.
a thing.
So I think who's in Birds of Prey? Birds of Prey is like Batgirl, fucking
Hawkgirl, maybe? I don't know.
No, not Hawkgirl. What's her name? Fucking Black Canary. And Huntress, I think, is in Birds of Prey, and maybe Katana. I
They
think is in
did
Birds of
mention
Prey.
something about Katana in the article I read. I don't have it in front of me, but they did mention Katana.
That's good. I like Katana on Arrow, so I would like if in the movie she was also pretty badass. Because like the actress they got to play her in Arrow, she was the one that was in the Wolverine. She was like the badass Asian, Japanese chick in that. So.
That's where I'd
Yeah.
seen her.
Yeah, boy.
I'm having
Hugh
so
Jackman.
many things click in my head recently like this. Like I messaged you the day that I only just realized that John Barrowman played.
Oh, this John Barrowman, bloody Captain Jack Harkness.
I
You only
only
just
just
realized he
realised,
was on
'cause
Doctor Who. Oh,
like
boy.
watching him as Malcolm Merlin in Arrow, I knew that he looked so familiar, but then it took me too long to realize shit. That was Captain Jack Harkness.
It is too long because for me it was instant. The moment like his face showed up, I was like, "Motherfucker, that's John Barrowman."
I'm
Goddamn!
not into Doctor Who as much, and also like the other day when.
There's a whole bunch of Doctor Who people in the Arrowverse. You've got Alex Kingston, bloody Riversong. She's the mother of Laurel and the other one, White Canary, what's her name? Sarah, yeah. And who else is in it? Bloody Arthur Darville, bloody Rory Williams. Just basically being the Doctor. It's like, I'm a time master. Oh, I'm from London. It's like, you're a doctor. Shh. That's who you are. Rip Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit! I also had like the other day when I did all my weird Lost research that I decided to do. I realized that Henry Ian Cusick, who was in Lost, he was the guy in the hatch. He's also in The 100, which I've been watching. So there's like 3 things lately that's clicked of actors that I've known.
It's just people, actors doing all kinds of different
How
things.
dare you do more than one thing I've watched?
How dare you? How very dare you?
Always this person in my mind.
But yeah. But yeah, no, I had that experience because I was watching American Gangster last night because I'd never seen it, and I was like, I just watched Training Day, so I was like on like a Denzel Washington binge. So I was like, what's some other Denzel Washington shit I can watch? Bam, American Gangster, give me that. And bloody Idris Elba showed up, and I was like, who is that tall, dark, handsome man? Oh, it's Idris Elba.
you.
Goddamn. Like I see him from behind at first, and he's just like this tall, towering, just massive, handsome looking man. You're like, who is that tall motherfucker? And then bam, turns around, it's like, that's Idris Elba. Goddamn. And then Chiwetel Ejiofor showed up, and bloody the RZA, Common, just all these black actors I knew. I was like, oh, there's so many people I know. Oh, hello.
Yes.
So that was fun.
Anyway, yes, we're getting off topic like we always do. Anyway, all female
We do.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's
spin-off.
it for
Yay.
news. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if she's going to be good in Suicide Squad yet. Like, this is DC kind of like trying to do that Marvel thing with like, we can plan ahead, right? And it's like, no, DC,
You can't yet.
You can't. We don't trust you yet. If Suicide Squad is good, we will give you a little bit of trust. But no, stop counting all your chickens and eggs before they've hatched. They haven't hatched yet. The last one was a miscarriage. Just have a good movie first. Then we can talk.
It's like a clingy girl you like went on one date with.
It's like, no. We must have a good date. Then we can think about having more good dates. All right. The last two dates were awful. I thought they were good, but then I left later and I was thinking like, no, I hated that.
But you keep going back because she's a bad person, but she's kind of cute.
But- she has all this like history that like potential she could be great, but she's
This
just not
analogy
living
is
up
really
to that.
falling apart.
No, it's falling apart. Like she's just.
Anyway, let's talk about.
I want there to be good DC films. Like I understand that people like BVS. I get that, but DC needs like a universally kind of liked film. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get into trailers.
And first, let's talk about the new Ben Affleck film, Batfleck, The Accountant.
Yeah.
This title is misleading. I saw you posted it on our Facebook page because Aiden does all our posts. And I was like, oh, this movie looks like it's going to be a boring.
Oh, bloody. An accountant. Ugh. Like, yeah, you hear the title accountant. Like, to me, like an accountant. If I ever became an accountant, I'd kill myself. That sounds like the most boring shit I've ever heard.
This trailer was opposite of boring, wasn't it, Aiden?
No, this was basically Asperger's Batman. This shit was insane.
Yeah, it's like it starts off and they're like talking about how he's bullied and he's really insanely fucking smart, and because of that he doesn't fit
like
in with anyone.
Your kid has more in common with Einstein and Mozart than any of us. Like, oh, okay, this motherfucker's smart. And then he's like, okay, this is going to be like a beautiful mind kind of smart guy has to like figure out some kind of really important mathematical problems. Like, no, he also he's also like an assassin.
Yeah, like the military is recruiting him to be some sort of spy and assassin because they'll never expect him, and he has to go in and he has to like cook some books. I think they said.
Really, no one would expect the massive dude wearing glasses. Like, I don't look. You don't look that nerdy to me. You look giant. You're a giant man. You are 6'2", and you're pure muscle. I think you're here to kill me.
Like Ben Affleck still got like that Batman muscle on him, so they must have been like, "Yo, okay,
still does." Like,
Ben,
keep that.
You finished with Batman. Just come straight over here. Keep that shit going
Straight
on.
over here.
And do this.
Keep that shit on lock. Come be our Asperger's Batman before you go and be real Batman.
No,
again.
yeah, I don't know. Like after watching this trailer, I'm like, this could be good.
Like if this was like if they took out like the killing parts and changed up just a little bit, this could be like if this was like a trailer for a Batman film, I would be so excited because this has all this like taut tension and like they're kind of building up this psychological profile where like this guy is not quite right in the head, but he's super smart and he's super skilled and he's going to do some damage. So it's like, imagine if that was like the tone they went for in a Batman film.
That would be
amazing.
Fucked. But fucked in a good way.
Yeah, but this film looks good. I'm going to go see it.
Yeah,
probably.
I'll probably go see it as well. We'll have a review, probably, maybe. Let's see how we go.
Yeah, that's how we feel.
Every time we see the trailer, probably, maybe. Let's see how we go.
It's like, yeah, probably, maybe. Yeah, we'll see how we go.
Because when it's being released, we'll know more about it and we'll know if we want to see it.
Yeah, we'll know for sure later, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, we'll see. Oh, all right. We've got another trailer for The Big Friendly Giant. This is the film coming from Steven Spielberg, based on the Roald Dahl book. We talked about the last trailer that came out. This is a new one. There wasn't many trailers outside of like the TV stuff, but we didn't watch enough of those.
That's why we're doing this one, just because we need to have at least
might get to those
trailers.
later. And yeah, like it looks like more of the same. It's a lot of giants. He's got a nice kind of friendly Scottish accent, or like kind of a northern, kind of a Welsh. I wouldn't say Welsh. I don't know a lot about the UK. I say things and I assume they're correct, but like they're mostly wrong.
Like in the UK, their accents are very regionalized. Like people in the south and different in the north and whatever, they all have different.
Maybe it's like the West Country.
They all have different accents, but like it's all just British to me. It's all British to me.
Yeah, like I hear the difference, but like I don't know the regional like spot to put the difference. So I'm like, somewhere.
You are in England.
Yeah, it's somewhere on that island. Yes.
Anyway, away from accents. Yes, big British giant.
It looks like a really good like children's film. Like I feel like if I had a daughter, I would go take her to see this. I'd be like, oh, definitely.
You wouldn't take your son to it?
Yeah, I'd take him to see it as well. Like he'd probably enjoy it. But like it feels like it would resonate a lot more with like if I had a daughter, just because it's like it's about a young girl and she's going in this big magical adventure, and it's like, you know, she's not doing some princess shit. It's her hanging out with giants.
Let's be
So I
honest
feel
though,
like-
you're gonna see this because your girlfriend's gonna make you see this.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
probably, maybe.
We'll see how we
I don't know.
go.
We'll see. We'll see how we go.
That's gonna be our line for the. Let's just retitle the trailer section. Probably, maybe we'll see how we go.
Yeah. So yeah, if I'm giving the accountant like a definite thumbs up, I'm giving this a
Little high pitch. Yeah.
like I didn't see anything bad, and it might grate on me a little bit because it's, I don't know, sometimes it's like children kind of cutesy things. I get a bit like yeah, I get it. You're being cutesy and you're based on a book, whatever. But you know, sometimes I get wrapped up in the whimsy, and this one might do it because Steven Spielberg is a really good director.
Yeah, well,
so.
the last really good children's film I saw was Inside Out, so maybe this will be this year's good children's film that I'll see.
Maybe. I still haven't seen The Jungle Book. Apparently that one was
Was it?
really good.
My sister
but,
wanted to see it when I
yeah.
was back home for the week. I was like, yeah.
I heard good things. I just
I haven't
didn't
seen-
get around to seeing it. Also,
Yeah, but I was actually
Zootopia
about
was
to
real
say, I
good.
haven't seen Zootopia yet. Apparently it was good.
That one was real good. Yeah, I'd highly recommend
okay.
that one. That one's been my like inside out for this
Oh,
year.
maybe I'll check that out. Probably, maybe I'll see how it goes.
Actually, yeah, it has like a lot in common with Inside Out. It's kind of exploring like where Inside Out is kind of exploring like how the mind works and like mental illness and stuff. This one is exploring like race relations, but with cute little animals.
It's good to see children's film doing stuff like that, though. It's like kind of teaching them a lesson without them realizing they're being taught a lesson. And so
Yeah.
that stuff will stick in their mind, and like after Inside Out, they'll be
No, I
like,
think like it's a really important like education.
yeah. So after seeing Inside Out, they'll know like we have to let ourselves feel our emotions, or we end up going crazy. So
pretty much, yeah. Like you can't suppress that shit, or it'll
yeah,
fuck you
exactly.
up.
You got to let yourself feel sad when you're sad. You got to let yourself be angry when you're angry. Just got to let it not.
Just you got to be healthy
Yeah.
about it.
That's our inspiring message of the day. Feel your emotions.
Man, just be healthy about it.
Life with PCMR.
My man, just be healthy about it. You know, player, son. I've been watching a lot of Key Appeal
Yes.
lately. I'm sorry.
Speaking of that, we have discussed we're going to start a new little segmenty type thing. It's nothing special. We just thought we're always watching and listening to and playing games and whatever. So we just thought we'd start a little section at the end of every podcast where we're just going to tell you what we've been listening to, what we've been watching, what we've been playing lately. Give you guys some recommendations of movies, films, games, music, whatever we want. So
yeah, this is PCMR recommendations.
yes, that's what we're going to call it for now. None of our segments have real names.
No, but like that's just like a that'll do.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
That'll do. All right, what have you been reading, watching, playing, listening to lately?
Pierce the Veil just came out with a new album, so that is what I've been listening to
yeah.
the last 2 days. So I'd highly recommend checking it out. A lot of their existing fans haven't liked it because like they changed a little bit. It's not as heavy, but I feel that's suiting the way that my music taste is going lately. I've been listening to less heavy stuff, so I don't know, there's more punk elements, a little bit of post-hardcore elements, a lot more singing. So I've been digging that album.
Oh yeah.
And
no, I've been The Heavy came out with an album back in April that I only just discovered, and I've been listening to that. That's been real. Like the music has gotten a little less complicated. It's kind of more like catchy, but I don't mind that because all their songs are like every song on that album could be a single, which is fine, really.
takes me back. Remember back in like the late 90s, early 2000s where they'd literally drop feed an album through singles and then you'd literally have the whole album in singles. They're like, oh, let's just put it together. So
No, but that's one's been really good. I've been reading a lot of comics lately. I've actually been reading the Shield comic. Just kind of like they did like one last year where it was kind of like inspired by Agents of Shield, and it had like Coulson, May, Fitz, and Simmons in it, and it's a bit different from the show. It's like kind of how people maybe expected the show to go, where like it's every week they bring in like a different person to like handle a problem. So one issue it'll be like Coulson teaming up with the Scarlet Witch. Another it'll be Coulson teaming up with Spider-Man, or the Shield team teaming up with like Miss Marvel. So it's like it's kind of fun. No, it's not like the most serious comic I'm reading at the moment. I've also been reading the Ultimates, that new run of that where it's got like Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Blue Marvel, some other characters whose names I can't remember. But that comic's like, it's pretty diverse. It's got a lot of women. It's got a lot of people of color in it, and it's like doing some crazy cosmic shit. In that, like, their first issue, what they're trying to do is solve the problem of like Galactus.
Oh.
And then it just gets crazier from there.
If they go up from Galactus, the Eater of Worlds, then fuck.
No, there is a part where they go outside the realm of dimensions, where like they go outside the omniverse, not just outside the universe, outside reality itself. It does some crazy shit in this comic. I'd highly recommend. Like, I wouldn't say it's like the best thing to pick up. Is like, oh, here's my first comic. I'll just read this. It'll fuck with you, so don't do that. But if you like comics, and if you want to read something that's a little bit more like crazy out there sci-fi, I'd recommend it.
I want to get back into reading comics. I read comics as I was a kid. It was when I was about 11 or 12 years old I stopped reading comics, but I really want to get back into it.
I'd say there's some good stuff going on at Marvel at the moment. Definitely, like, if you maybe read like Secret Wars and then expand out from there, like the current Amazing Spider-Man's pretty good. Or if you want to get like some really good ones that are like you can just jump into, Matt Fraction's run on Hawkeye is real good. You can just veer out of that into like the current run of Hawkeye, and that is real fun. Amazing Spider-Man, the current Moon Knight is pretty good. You don't need to really know anything about the character to just jump into it, because it's doing where the first issue starts and like the guy's in a mental institute, and he's not sure if like his entire like career as a superhero has been just like something he's dreamed up.
Shit.
So he's like, so it's like kind of a little bit like season 2 of American Horror Story, but instead of like, no, my girlfriend was killed by aliens, it's like him saying like, no, I was this superhero, and them going like, no, you weren't. And it's like,
speaking of American Horror Story, how you going with that? Are you getting?
I haven't watched an episode recently, but I've got it there on Netflix. I just need to watch it again. But
do it.
After this, I've got to watch the new episode of Flash and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then maybe I'll get into it.
Yeah, I got to catch up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm still catching up on I'm completely caught up on Arrow. I'm still catching up on the Flash. Then I got to catch up on Legends of Tomorrow. But what I've been playing lately.
Oh, yes, boy.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Uncharted 4. Aiden knew it was up.
I've watched a Let's Play of like the first hour and a half, and it looks so good. It looks so goddamn good. Oh my god.
I don't even have words. These graphics are mind-blowing. Like, when I first got Star Wars Battlefront, I thought, holy shit, this graphics is insane. But this has even stepped it up from there. Like, what the actual fuck? How did you make that?
Isn't there like a part in the game, like early on, so it's not really a spoiler, where you play Crash Bandicoot in the game?
Yes, yeah. I remember I messaged you about that, because I'm like, this game is fucking with me. Like, it's at the start of the game, and like anyone who knows the Uncharted series, Nathan and Elena are together, they're married, and they're really trying to drive in this he has a normal life now idea.
Yeah.
So it goes to being they're debating who's going to do the dishes. And so to do that, they just... Nathan goes like, oh, I'll play your television game.
Oh, my television game. Okay, all right, yeah.
And
it's bloody Crash Bandicoot.
He literally just changes to a shot of like the PlayStation 1. I just pulled my controller almost through across the room. I'm like, no! You do not get to do this to me!
I wanted to play a next-gen PS4 game, and now you're making me playing fucking PlayStation 1. What is this?
Oh, it was so amazing. So...
That's so good. That's
yeah,
great.
No, I finished the whole game now, obviously. Like, it just... This one, they've even done something they haven't done in the other Uncharted games. They even improved the gameplay. Uncharted always been brilliant graphics, been a brilliant story. But
And
this
the
one,
gameplay's been kind of like, yeah, it's good enough.
they've introduced new elements. Like they've introduced
The grappling hook.
Yes, and it's really smooth and easy to use, which I've been liking. I thought it would be very clunky, not very well implemented, but it was great. And there's driving segments. I don't know if there were any like where you actually drove the car before. I don't remember any, at least.
There was a few, I think.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of driving segments, which I really liked.
Oh, well, that's neat.
So, yeah, it's great game. Great.
No,
game.
I love the Uncharted games. Like they're basically movies. Like
They're basically movies.
Naughty Dog basically make like video interactive movies. Like The Last of Us, Uncharted is all like, wow. If this was a movie, this would have been like one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yes, well, and it's like a freaking. I think I spent 15 hours playing it, so it's a 15-hour movie. Some people probably quicker because I played it on medium difficulty. But there was a couple
I usually just like stick to normal. Like, why do I need to go to hard? What? I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm like medium normal. I don't really do easy because easy tends to be too easy because I like a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, like I think normal is like, well, that's what the game is kind of calibrated to. So like that's good enough for me.
Normal / medium difficulty. But yes, if you have a if you have a PS4, I was going to say next gen console, it's a PlayStation exclusive. If you have a PS4, pick up Uncharted 4. It's a great game.
It's gotten pretty much universally good reviews. So...
Actually,
except for that one
guy who gave it like a 4 out of 10. It's like huge.
There's a petition to get that reviewed from Metacritic. Is like, no,
because
fuck this guy. This game's good. He's just an idiot. It's like,
because it's dragging down the overall score. Even Troy Baker, who plays Sam, Nathan Drake's brother,
he's like, get this guy out of here. This game's great. I was in it.
Yeah, I think it's just so funny because Troy Baker, he's been a fan of Uncharted, then he got to be in it. So it was like, okay.
Yeah, no, good for him. He's been doing well. Like, he's just, him and Nathan, not Nathan, Nolan North are just like, they are the voice of video games.
Yeah, they are video game kings. And the thing is, they fucking love it. Like, sometimes you look at them and think, oh, they must be so sad they're actors, they can only get that work. Like, no, they fucking love doing that shit.
They're so happy to be doing it. And they get to like do like different versions of like, they're not like limited by like, oh, I only look this certain way, so I can only play this character. Like, no, I can do a voice that could fit with a whole bunch of things. So
yeah. So anyway, that's what I've been playing, and it's top notch.
All right. I think I've talked about what I'm reading. I've talked about what I'm watching. No, that's all. That's all I got.
Great. Well, that brings us to the conclusion.
Yes. Next week we'll be talking about X-Men Apocalypse. We'll give you a full review of that, and then the week after we'll be doing something else again. Probably, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
If you want to know what we'll probably, maybe, I don't know, we'll see, be doing, why don't you head over to our social media, go on to Facebook, facebook.com/PCMR podcast, or just search for PCMR podcast. Check us out there, or on Twitter at PCMR podcast. We also have our own personal Twitter accounts. I'm at Aiden's Vlog, AIDANSVLOG.
I am at MeMan125. You can also drop us a line over email. We'll check it eventually. We'll reply eventually.
Yes.
It is PCMRpodcast@gmail.com.
We also have a website now, which is basically just our WordPress, but it's got a nicer name.
We have a domain name for our WordPress, because I only realized recently that with the subscription I have with WordPress, we get to do that.
Only now did we realize.
Totally now.
It's like, oh, well, shit.
Yeah, so just
PCMRpodcast.net.
Yeah, that is it. Head to that. We have all our episodes on that. It's not very well
pretty
designed.
sure links to all our social media is on that as well.
Yeah, all our links to everything is on that. It's not a very well designed thing because basically on WordPress you have to pay for your subscription. Then if you want like a proper like looking website, you have to pay more to get your themes. So I'm just using one of the basic themes.
Yeah,
so it doesn't look.
Well,
perfect,
one day once we're bringing in a bit more dosh, maybe getting that Audible.
If and when we make money,
something.
then we'll get a web designer to come in and make us an actual website.
Yes. Until then, bloody deal with it. You, whoever you are.
It's there. Where else is it, Aiden?
Well, it's also on YouTube. You can check us out. Go to youtube.com/PCMR podcast, or just type it into your search bar, PCMR podcast. You'll find us. You can subscribe. Give us that like. You can listen to it and you'll know whenever it's up. Also on iTunes, go over there and subscribe and give us that 5-star review because that really helps us out, pushes us up in the ratings. And if you subscribe, you get to know exactly when these episodes go up, exactly when we are doing shit.
Yes, it downloads automatically on your iTunes or your iPhone. So
you don't have to do anything. Just click subscribe and you got that shit, man.
Yeah.
You got it.
All there. It's all there for you.
All right. Until next time, I have been Aiden.
I still am Brett.
And you have been listening to the Pop Culture Master Race, the PCMR podcast. Enjoy yourself, man. Have a good time. We'll see you next week.
Live your life, fam. Bye.
Yeah, do you, bruh. You do you. The burritos don't like me, or the enchiladas, or the tacos, or the burrito bowls. No Mexican food, in fact, cares for me much.